This 13-year-old boy brutally murdered an 8-year-old boy.
만으로 14살 안 되면 사람 죽여도 감옥 안 간다던데. 그거 진짜예요? 와, 신났다.
But even with irrefutable evidence, no one could do anything to him, because under South Korea's Juvenile Act, minors under the age of 14 who commit crimes are generally not held criminally liable. When he recounted the details of the crime in court, the entire courtroom was stunned. Even the most level-headed jurors couldn't help but curse out loud. Even the judge, who was used to handling serious cases, couldn't believe what he was hearing. But the most outrageous part was yet to come. After the first hearing concluded, the murderer's mother finally showed up. Late as ever, there was not a trace of remorse on her face. Her primary concern was not the murdered boy, but how long her son would have to stay in the juvenile detention center.
피해자 가족과는 만나보셨습니까?
아니요.
사과부터 하세요.
This case quickly made national headlines because the victim was only 8 years old and had never met the killer before. What was even more brutal was that, after the boy was killed, his body was dismembered. Some parts were dumped on the rooftop, others were disposed of as trash, and in the 6 hours following the disposal of the body, he wandered the streets aimlessly until he grew tired of wandering. He walked into the police station on his own to turn himself in. Since the killer confessed voluntarily, the case was quickly transferred to the court. At the same time, enormous public pressure began to mount on the court. Everyone hoped for a verdict as soon as possible. Judge Katie, presiding over the case, was notorious for her hardline stance. She never took juvenile offenders at their word, and she certainly wouldn't show leniency simply because of their age. Shortly after the trial began, the killer began recounting the events of the day. He said that on that day, the 8-year-old boy had asked to borrow his phone to call his mother. He himself suffered from schizophrenia. He had long been plagued by auditory hallucinations. Even though he took his medication on time, his symptoms had not improved. Since the phone was dead, he took the boy back to his home. He had originally intended to let the boy make the call and then leave, but not long after, he suddenly felt the boy was too noisy. As he reached this point, a smile